guys, it's TheTechOtaku here. Welcome back to another video. We're in a different spot this time. So y'all might be thinking,
but this isn't a normal recording setup.
And you're right. I'm in my sister's house for a 3-day stay. As of yesterday, my graphics card arrived at the worst timing. Since the i5 PC upgrade video has been delayed for the time being until I get back home, I decided to do this video. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, in this video, we're gonna be doing a video review of the Lenovo Legion 5 2020 in 2022, of course. Anyway, let's get to it. First things first, let's talk about the design. The design of this laptop, it does look like a gaming laptop, but it doesn't have any Rant accents whatsoever. The previous year's Legion was the Lenovo Y series, but there are some models that have the Rant accents. But then, they completely redesigned the Legion gaming laptop with the Y530 or Y540, and now they have implemented the similar hinge design as the Y530 or Y540 in the past 4 years. I completely lost track of time. The hinge design looks pretty nice, and y'all might be wondering,
where did the plastic thing it should be there?
I like having it off because it looks much nicer and naked. Get it? No red accents on anything whatsoever. And you can tell that this looks like a workstation laptop, although it doesn't look like it because it does have gaming hardware on the inside. Once you open the laptop, you're greeted with this. Once you open the laptop up, you're greeted with the normal looking keyboard, and it doesn't have any gamery typeface whatsoever, unlike some other gaming laptops out there, which does have a little bit of an edgy typeface. Although it does look like a gaming laptop, but they just doesn't want to put gamery accent on this laptop because it will not appeal to anyone. Design wise, I give this laptop a 9 out of 10. Wait, no, 10 out of 10 for a not so gamery gaming laptop, which does look clean, and the design should be appealing to anyone who prefer to have a clean looking gaming laptop. On the left side, we have a cooling vent, a USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type A port, and of course, we have a 3.5mm audio jack. Take that, Apple. On the front, we got nothing except with the reverse notch that you can simply put the finger on to open the laptop up. So, yeah, that's useful. On the right side, we have another cooling vent, another USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type A port, a Novo button, and of course, a power LED. Of course, we got stereo speakers on here, and as well as here. Yeah, there's one thing that I actually love about Legion series of laptops, especially since Lenovo Legion Y530 and above. The port placements. Majority of the ports are placed on the back, which makes the laptop setup much cleaner as seen on my previous laptop setup videos. No cables sticking out on these sides, and it's much cleaner to have it on the back rather than on the sides. And of course, we got two cooling vents as well. And now, let's have a look at the ports on the back. We got a Kensington lock, and of course we have a Lenovo proprietary square charging. Wait, that's not square. Of course, we got the Lenovo proprietary power port. We have an HDMI 2.0, two USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type A ports, a USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type C port, and of course we get an Ethernet. On the bottom, we get cooling vents, and that's about it. Anyway, to get in the inside of this machine, we have to undo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 screws. But keep in mind that 4 front screws are actually shorter than the rest of the screws. And you have to gently pry open the bottom cover, and you are in. So inside of the machine, we get a big heatsink, and of course we got a silver cover which hides the 2 DIMM slots, which in my case I did have one 8GB stick preoccupied out of the box, and I did stick one more 8GB stick to get 16GB of RAM, which is gonna be my comfort zone for the time being. But like seriously, upgrading the RAM is so simple. With no solder RAM to worry about, it should be fine. It's easy to replace. And then we get 2 M.2 slots and a space for a 2.5-inch hard drive. If you have a 60 watt-hour battery, you do have a space for a 2.5-inch hard drive, hence why there's a caddy pre-included out of the box. If you ended up getting a 80 watt-hour battery configuration, you probably don't have a space for a 2.5-inch hard drive, so you have to resort buying an NVMe SSD as a secondary storage. So yeah, in my case, I have a pure SSD storage, which I do have 2 1TB NVMe SSDs on here, which I did upgrade to a Kingston KC2500 1TB SSD. I'm probably gonna swap it out with the Samsung one soon. And I have a Kioxia Xperia 1TB SSD, but although the Xperia SSDs don't play nicely on my laptop. I'm pretty sure it's a BIOS issue. After restart, it just gives me a boot loop until I press F2 or F12. And probably because it automatically doesn't detect the drive after a single reboot, which is really strange. I'm pretty sure it's a BIOS bug, or maybe that's just how my laptop is, especially with the Kioxia drives, which is really strange. I'm probably gonna update the BIOS soon enough, but first I'm gonna take out the exterior drive first before doing that, or else I'll end up with the boot loop of death. Yeah, the nice thing about this laptop is that the 60 watt hour battery is replaceable, but I do have a very few cycles on this machine, because I have conservative mode on and it still holds a charge really well. And yeah, it's really nice to have conservative mode on Legion machines like this. And one thing that I did not notice about this laptop is that this laptop has a mux switch, so you'll see in a moment here. So yeah, upgradability on this laptop is very nice, hence why I decided to buy this. Port selections, that's a solid 8 out of 10. The reason why I had to give the port selections 8 out of 10 is because it doesn't have an SD card. For content creators, this laptop is not gonna be it, because cameras mostly use SD cards. And now I'm gonna go ahead and open the laptop up and check out what else we have on this laptop. On a palm rest, we have a power button that doubles as a performance indicator button. Once you hit FN plus Q, the power light changes to blue, which stands for quiet mode, which in this case, it doesn't change to red because the laptop is not plugged in right now. Once you hit function Q, it changes back to white. Once you plug the charger in, you can see the power LED has turned red, which is pretty cool. And function Q again, quiet mode. Function Q again, white again. And of course we do get a keyboard, which is an island style keyboard, and the typing experience is very nice, and I actually love typing on this thing. So I'll give you a typing test of this right now. The keyboard has a very nice layout to it. We get a big arrow keys, which I'm a fan of, and we do get a numpad, which I do really appreciate. If you do often use numpad, this is gonna be it. And of course we do get a touchpad. And we do get a Lenovo logo on the bottom right corner. Talking about the display, we have 3 different display configurations for this laptop. We have a 15.6 inch 1080p IPS display with either 120Hz refresh rate and 67% sRGB, 60Hz with 100% sRGB, or 144Hz with 100% sRGB. Mine has a 120Hz refresh rate with poor color accuracy. I totally don't recommend this display option because it does have poor color accuracy. If you do color sensitive work, this display option is definitely not it. But yeah, I do recommend getting a 144Hz display option if you rely on gaming and doing productivity at the same time. And yeah, otherwise the 120Hz display is fine for me because I do use my monitor most of the time, along with the 120Hz panel that I use as a secondary display. Above the display, we have a webcam with the privacy shutter, an indicator whenever the webcam is on, and dual microphones. But yeah, on the bottom we have the Legion logo here. So yeah. So y'all might be wondering, why does the lock screen look different? Well, that's because I am running Windows 11 on this machine. And what can I say about Windows 11? I actually like it. I actually love having centered icon taskbar, but it's weird having the start button gone along with the center icons as well. It should have been on the bottom left or some kind, but it is what it is. But yeah, the only thing that I kinda hate about Windows 11 is that they really nag you to log into your Microsoft account just to get you started with Windows 11. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Microsoft has done a planned obsolescence with this operating system. Even with 22H2 as well, they probably had to ditch the bypassing method, but who knows, you probably had to yank out the internet before like logging into a Microsoft account or something. I really hate that, but not everyone likes to use Microsoft account, but I don't mind having one. Yeah, I prefer having a local account and then signing into a Microsoft account. So yeah, a lot of people hate that, and I'm sure y'all agree with that during the out-of-box experience. Anyway, sorry for the rant. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and check out the system properties. We have AMD Ryzen 7 4800H at 2.9 GHz, 16 GB of RAM, 64-bit operating system of course because it's only 64-bit. And of course Windows 11 Pro 21H2. And of course we're running on the pretty recent 22,000.739. Yeah, genuine Windows 11 Pro. Speaking of which, you can get a Legion 5 2020 in a couple of configurations. Processor, Ryzen 5 4600H up to Ryzen 7 4800H, up to 32 gigs of RAM and up to a terabyte of SSD. You can get either dual storage or only a single storage. Battery configuration is a 60 or 80 watt hour battery. Graphics is gonna be a tough one. People tended to stay away from the 6050 option because it's not gonna be a great performer, but actually it's not that bad. 1650 is actually pretty good. Yeah, I'm probably gonna list the specs of the config I have out of the box and the config I have now. And now here comes the specs of my configuration out of the box. Ryzen 7 4800H, 8 gigs of RAM, which is now upgraded to 16 gigabytes of RAM, 512 gigabyte NVMe SSD, which I did upgrade it to 2 1TB SSDs, 60 watt hour battery, same 60 watt hour battery, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650 with 4 gigs of NVIDIA GTX 1650 with 4 gigs of GDDR6 VRAM because it's better than GDDR5 version. Panel wise, it's a 15.6 inch 1080p 120Hz panel with 67% sRGB. I'm probably gonna swap it out with 144Hz panel if mine ever breaks by accident or on purpose. I don't want to do that because I stopped raging at games because I use to rage on one game like others do. I still see people doing that nowadays. But now I had to stop because I will break things. But yeah, performance on this machine is very good. It's awesome to have powerful machine that does everything that I do. So now let's go ahead and run Cinebench. Alright, let me go ahead and run Cinebench here. And yeah, as for the fan noise, on load it's pretty loud, but on idle it's so quiet and it's pretty much dead silent at this point. I gotta say, I could live with this high-pitched fan noise, so yeah.
Two hours later.
Here's a multi-core score and a single core score. Multi-core score is 10437, single core is 1230. Single core performance is not that great on Ryzen chips back in the day. Summer-wise, the AMD Ryzen chip has been keeping up so well because of adequate cooling. But I'm pretty sure with the power hungry card, it's gonna run really hot. It's not gonna be an accurate temperature reading, but still. But yeah, I did render a video with Vegas Pro, aka the worst editor. My name is Sis. And I edited a video with Vegas Pro on this thing and it struggled a little bit, but as for rendering, this laptop barely broke a sweat. And I tried DaVinci Resolve earlier and it seems to be able to handle just fine. Maybe because Vegas Pro has been such an unoptimized piece of crap. I'm pretty sure about that, but yeah. And now talking about the mux switch. I did mention that this laptop does have a mux switch, and yes, it does. Which is called the Hybrid Mode, which essentially switches iGPU plus DGPU to only using discrete GPU. Despite this laptop is from 2020, having a mux switch is definitely a must-have for any laptops. Any gaming laptops. And yes, this keyboard does have RGB lighting. The lighting is pretty much dying at this moment, so we have a blue lighting that was pretty much dying. Maybe because I left it on all the time. Yeah, I did an oopsie. But the keyboard still works, so I'm not too worried about that. Keyboard still works like new, but the backlighting, it's wearing out so fast. And now talking about the speakers. The speakers on the Legion 5 2020 sounds so much better than my previous couple of laptops. Seriously, it does say audio by Harman, but it actually sounds really good. But not very on par with MacBook Pro speakers, so yeah. Alright, take a listen. This is on 50% volume, by the way.
a Sony Discman, although they don't call it a Discman, they call it a Walkman. It's one of those later models that sort of does everything here.
I'm gonna say this is one of the best sounding speaker. I never had regrets owning a laptop with a best sounding speaker. Seriously, I could listen to this all the time. Although I rarely use speaker because I mostly use headphones or something. Anyway, go ahead and check out Artsy Music. Anyway, talking about games, gaming on this thing is such a breeze. And I did run OSU, which is supposed to be capable on the low spec hardware, but on a high end spec, it's gonna be pretty good experience. I did run Genshin Impact as well as Minecraft with Optifine on it, and both runs great. And yeah, gaming on this thing is such a breeze, but don't expect to run anything at max settings because 4 gigs of VRAM is not gonna be enough in 2022, but it's fine. I also run Fall Guys on it, which is a dead game for the longest time until they decided to make it free on Epic Game Store. And well, bye bye Fall Guys on Steam. But no worries, Steam users, you still get updates as usual. Playing Fall Guys on this thing is such a memory for me. I did record it and it was it's a massive failure for me to win, but at least it runs great on this thing. In terms of battery life, it's not that great on both hybrid mode on and off, but with hybrid mode off, it's gonna have a worse battery life because what do you expect? It's running off of discrete graphics. It's a terrible idea to disable hybrid mode while on battery. So yeah, my apologies that this video is not gonna be an in-depth video review of this laptop, but then again, it holds up great in 2022. I hear some of you might be saying,
But don't get one on Lenovo, it's crap.
I got lucky on mine, just like Asus did. Hopefully it's gonna last me a good couple of years because this is a modern Lenovo basically. Reason why I got this laptop is because of an upgradability and it does have powerful hardware on the inside, and that's about it. Not sure about the other checkboxes, but having ports on the back definitely checks it out for me to make my setup much cleaner. I did feature this laptop in the last 2 laptop setup upgrade videos, I should say, and it works great as both the daily driver and a portable machine I can carry around with me. This is gonna be my main computer in the next couple of years. It's more powerful than my Asus laptop, it's much more capable of what I'm doing. Seriously, this piece here really rocks. And it does have a solid build quality, and one thing that I don't like about this laptop is the weight as well as the display. So yeah, that's gonna be about it for the not so in-depth review of the Legion 5 2020 in 2022. So I would like to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for future uploads like this to support the algorithm overloads. And yes, be sure to support me on both Ko-fi and Patreon at the links down below. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and as always, stay safe and peace out. TheTechOtaku signing out.